Many stones are told to be precious, but only real pressure forge diamonds. Diamonds are forever.
Is this thing on? Oh, what's up, my cold compadres? Yo, long time no see. Yo, this has been a freaking brutal winter up here in Connecticut. How you guys been? Long time. So a couple things let me fill you in on. So, got another new truck. My old truck, the one before this one, the coolant compressor crapped the bed. So it's like leaking coolant, and then that's a whole nother story in itself, but I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. This might be a multi-part series, so we'll just see how it pans out. I got some edge protectors ready for the sheetrock. I had them triple stack it on the other side just to make space for this decking order, which is going to be the main focus point of today. But yeah, leave it down in the comment section how your morning is going. Mine's going pretty swell. It's been a rough cold winter, and I'm probably gonna turn off that Moffat because it is loud and annoying. Bear with me a second while I get my life together. And my voice sounds muffled just because I got sunflower seeds in my mouth. I was looking for the what do you call those, macadamia nuts and stuff, but they didn't have any at this location, so it is what it is. I just make do with what I got, as I always do. So yeah, I got some edge protectors. I got some 20-foot decking on the other side. That's gonna be a crazy delivery because it's on a main road, so this ought to be interesting to say the least. I've been there before in the summertime. I don't think I recorded it, but it's a frequent customer of Home Depot, and he just likes to try to get his materials close to the product as possible, which I understand, but you know, my job is curbside. Anything beyond curbside is driver discretion, and you know, I try to find a happy medium for both parties, me being a party on my own, you know what I'm saying?
Push me, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction.
I try to get y'all up and going, but it's been a cold winter. We've been getting a good amount of snow up here in Connecticut, to say the least, I should say. Up north, a little bit crazier than down by the shoreline. The hell am I doing? Up north, more than down on the shoreline. I actually got caught out in some snow a couple weeks ago. That was crazy. But yeah, I just really haven't been inspired to record, or you know how it happens. It's like you don't really know what's gonna happen until it happens, and then by then it's already too late. So you guys missed a pretty good day yesterday, my first delivery of the day. Well, let me back up a little bit. We had some rain that came in overnight, and it like downpoured, like absolutely downpoured, and by the morning there was black ice everywhere. So you know, naturally I called the customer, gave him a half an hour call ahead, let him know I was going to be there in a half an hour, warned him of the black ice, told him he has a half an hour to get some salt on his driveway if he does indeed need it all the way up his driveway. So I pull up on site, and yeah, I pull up on site and I start walking up the driveway like I am now, and him and his wife come and meet me like towards the middle of the driveway. I'll have the picture up on my Instagram page, But yeah, him and his wife came down the driveway as I was simultaneously coming down the driveway. And I said, hey, good morning. Did you guys get a chance to salt the driveway yet? And then they were like, what are you talking about? Our driveway is salted. I'm like, really? Because I don't see any salt, you know? And I was like, and my foot still sliding. And then they were like, well, we just walked down this driveway as you saw, and we didn't slide. I'm like, okay, but I'm letting you know my foot is still sliding right here, right where I'm standing. And then they were like, well, we paid for a delivery and we're not gonna walk all that material up our driveway 150 feet. And I said, all right, well, that's cool. You guys should have salted the driveway. I said, it's a curbside delivery, so technically I could leave it down there. And the guy's wife got all snobby and was like, well, then f***ing leave it down at the bottom of the driveway, then leave it curbside. It's like, all right, cool. I was like, I don't think you really understand that, you know, if one tire catches traction and the other doesn't, and you have sheetrock, and sheetrock is slippery on the bottom, that if one tire catches traction, if one tire catches traction and the other doesn't, and the machine jerks in any way and that sheetrock comes sliding off, I'm responsible to pay for that. Ooh. Sorry guys, I'm trying to story tell and get my life together here. It's a balancing act, really. Oh, there you go. Try not to yank that off. So yeah, she was like, well, then leave it curbside. I was like, all right, cool. So I walked my little happy down the driveway, and I started shopping and load. The husband comes down, he's like, dude, I don't think your machine's gonna have a problem getting up that driveway. And I said, listen, that's why I told you. And I gave you a half an hour call ahead. I gave you a half an hour call ahead, so I forewarned you of the issue that I may have, and you didn't even take care of it. So yeah, I don't have to drive up your driveway. He was like, well, your machine weighs 12,000 pounds empty, not including the weight of the material and you and the fuel. I'm like, and I started laughing in his face, and he got super pissed. And I was like, actually, it only weighs 6,000 pounds, 6,200 to be exact. Yes, not including the weight of the material, myself, or the fuel that's in the machine. So yeah, you're halfway there. And he was like, well, where are you gonna leave it? I was like, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. And I left it in the driveway on the left hand side in the snow because they didn't have a spot cleared out. And the guy ended up backing his pickup truck down the driveway. And yeah, the guy ended up backing his pickup truck down the driveway, and I'm gonna take a picture of that before I leave. And him and his wife disassembled everything and loaded it into the back of his pickup truck. So, you know, for any of you guys that are watching that get deliveries of any kind, whether it be Home Depot or an appliance delivery or an Amazon delivery or UPS delivery, just know that the people that are doing their job are doing it to the best of their ability, and we're not being lazy. It's just, it's extra time that it takes for us to do our job. And by me delivering it curbside, that's 100% done, contract, finito. Like, that's written in my contract for me to do curbside delivery. Not bringing up the driveway, not sliding inside the garage. And honestly, if the customer would have tried to refuse it, I would have still dropped it off. I'm like, you know what, you could call Home Depot, let them know you're scheduling a pickup, that you no longer want the material. And then when they call my boss and they try to make a report saying, oh, your driver refused to bring it up the driveway, just know that before I left the site, I texted the market manager and I let him know. So that's pretty much how that story went. But yeah, stay tuned for part 2 of this video. I don't know how long I've been going. Oh man, it's already part 2. That's right, I'll keep it going. So hang on, bear with me. I'm gonna put you back on my head. So welcome to part 2. If you're new here, my name is Big Mike. Welcome. It's been a while. I haven't seen you since like November. But so yeah, so part 2 of this video, I'm going to talk about my my beef with Penske and what the hell's been going on. So my truck broke down on a Thursday. My old truck broke down on a Thursday, and they sent out Roadside to the Lisbon Home Depot, which is where I parked the truck at the time, because that was the only business that I knew that was open for me to stay warm. Because I did mention in a previous video, it was my coolant compressor, so that crapped the bed. So, you know, if I ran out of coolant and I'm parked on the side of the road and I can't run the engine because I don't have any coolant, I'm gonna freeze my tuchus off, you know what I'm saying? So I drove down to the Lisbon Home Depot, where I waited for roadside assistance. I have one more delivery left on my truck, and that pretty much ended my day. And the guy was like, yeah, we got to bring this to the shop to get the parts and to repair it and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I got one more stop. It's not gushing. Don't mind the dirt. I gotta blow all that out. Like I said, it's been snowing and the sand from the road's been just tracking. So either who. So he says, I told him, I'm like, you know, the coolant's not gushing, so let me just do my thing, bang out the last stop. I'll call you or I'll text you the address when I'm done, so you guys know where to come pick up the unit, so that way you guys can tow it to the shop, and then I'll make arrangements to go pick it up once it's done. So he said, all right, cool beans. So sure enough, when I was done, I texted him the address, let him know I was done, and he said he was going to dispatch roadside service to the house. So I was like, all right, cool beans. So hang on one second while I get my life together. So yeah, so then he couple hours rolls by. I've been sitting at home all that time. Couple hours rolls by, and I'm like, where the hell is this tow truck, you know? Mind you, I was at home. I disconnected the tractor from the trailer, disconnected the air lines, just waiting for him to get the tow truck out to me. So then after a couple hours goes by, the tow truck never shows up. So I called Penske Roadside Assistance. I let them know, hey, I've been waiting for the tow truck, and the guy notifies me, the dispatch notifies me that the ticket was closed out. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me, this is shit. So yeah, so he dispatched a tow truck. Tow truck ended up not showing up till past midnight. You know, they didn't tell me what was the ETA on the repair. I'm thinking, you know, it's a part that they keep at the shop. You know, I'm in between 3 district offices. One of them gotta have the part, and so on and so forth. So I'm thinking maybe I could pick it up by morning or you know, later that afternoon. Nope. Comes to find out, I'm gonna take you guys off my head. Comes to find out, fix the GoPro. I'll put you guys like right there, maybe. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, so then comes to find out that the shop did not have the part, and that my truck was gonna sit at the shop for a few days. So I'm like, all right, well, Monday rolls around, and I let them know, hey, my truck got picked up like Thursday or Friday, and they tell me that it's gonna be a few more days for the repair. I wait, and then I'm like, you know what, it's already Tuesday. I need a new truck. So they were like, all right, yeah, we got one for you. It just came in for a PM, plus some other issues need to be addressed. And I'm like, all right, cool beans. And then they called me at like 9 o'clock to tell me that the truck was all ready to go. I took an $80 lift to get down there, and then I get there at 11 and they tell me that my truck is in the wash bay. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, while that truck is getting situated, you know, I noticed that you guys took my entire trailer with the old tractor that you guys weren't supposed to. And they were like, yeah, the tow truck driver, you know, is just contracted. You know, he didn't know, just that the third. I'm like, well, that sounds legit. So whatever have you. And yeah, I get there and I'm like, well, are you guys gonna disconnect my old tractor from my trailer? And they're like, yeah, well, see, there's a parked car in front of it that we have no idea who it belongs to. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They're like, no. So they asked me if I could disconnect the Moffett and separate the tractor from the trailer with the Moffett. I was like, that's not how that works. I said, oh, sorry. So I was like, nah, that's not how that works. I said, I would have to move the car with the Moffett, if anything. They were like, well, we don't know whose car it is. We can't give you permission to move it. This, that, the third. I'm like, come on, like, this is crazy. And I told them to call a wrecker to, you know, to move the truck or to move the car. And I ended up not leaving there till, I dropped all my cigars. I ended up not leaving there till after 3 p.m. So I missed out on 4 days of work that week. So